I lost over 15 pounds of fat whilst building muscle in the past 2 years, and I did so without tracking a single calorie. If you don't know who I am, my name is Luca Margiotta, and in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how I went from working and studying over 50 hours a week to completely transforming my body with a minimalistic approach that actually fit into my schedule. This is how I went from working and studying over 50 hours per week to building my dream physique, only training 4 times per week and not tracking any calories. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to lose fat without counting any calories, how to make training 4 times per week more effective than training 6 or 7 times per week, and my exact insulin control strategy using whole single ingredient foods. But first, let me share my story. So I started because I always had this weird skinny fat build where I was skinny enough to not have visible muscle, but still had stubborn fat on my belly. I've been pretty insecure of the way I looked most of my life, and I thought getting abs would make me feel confident in myself. Now, when I first started dieting, I was actually able to get abs within 3 months, and honestly, it felt like one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. But after living with abs for a couple of weeks, I realised just how skinny I was. I barely ate and I still felt very insecure about myself. And that's when I realised I actually got too lean before building my muscle foundation. And that's when I knew I had to put on some size. Now I realised if I actually wanted to look good lean, I had to put on some muscle first. So I went on a bulk thinking if I just ate more calories, I'd build more size. And the truth is, I did get bigger, but I never looked better. By this point, I was 3 years into lifting, and I felt like I was in the exact same skinny fat body I had when I began. And honestly, at this moment, this was the worst that I'd looked. Despite this, I was still hyper obsessed about not looking skinny, and I bulked even further. And as you can guess, I got more fat. Now I was so stuck here. I was training harder than anyone I knew, but I didn't look like them. I looked so bad, and I honestly didn't know what I was doing wrong. At this point, I was on the verge of giving up, thinking that having a lean and muscular physique wasn't in my genetics. It was like I could only be skinny or fat. And to top this off, at this point exam season hit, I just started working my new job, and there was literally no way I could keep up with training 6 days a week and tracking every single calorie. And the result of this was that I started skipping sessions, losing structure, and I literally felt like everything I'd worked for was slipping away. And I realised that this is the exact trap most people fall into when life gets busy, and fitness is the first thing they cut. Now that's when I realised something had to change. I needed a way for me to get shredded whilst building muscle that could also fit into my schedule. Like, I didn't even believe it was possible for me to juggle the goals I had with the current schedule I had. But I was determined, and I wasn't going to let those years of training go to waste. So after over 100 hours of research, that's when I discovered two things that changed everything: insulin control and minimalist training. And after applying these principles to my lifestyle, for the first time ever, I was actually able to stay lean whilst building muscle, as you can see in this picture right here. And I built a physique that finally made people notice me and not my insecurities. For years, I felt like my insecurities were the first thing people noticed about me. It used to be how big my eyebrows are, or just the fact I looked so average. But when I got in shape, people started noticing my physique and not my insecurities. And now I can take my shirt off at the beach without having to argue the pros and cons of taking my top off. Like, I literally thought to myself, I can keep my hoodie on and be roasting hot, but no one has to see my ugly body. Or I can take my hoodie off and feel nice and chill, but very insecure. And that's genuinely what I was like, but now I get compliments from people around me who I don't even know. But more than that, I built real self-worth. I can now look into the mirror and feel proud of the effort I've put in and the man that I've become. Now here's the truth no one tells you. You don't need to live in the gym to build your dream body. I literally made the most progress of my life when I cut back to just 4 workouts a week, attaining more results than when I was grinding 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. And no, you don't need to live on bland chicken and rice either. You can actually enjoy tasty filling meals and still get lean and muscular. The reason why most guys fail is because they think they need to be some sort of robot who tracks every single calorie, trains every single day, and sacrifices their whole life to get in shape. Social media literally pushes this more is better lie. But the truth is, the less complicated you make it, the faster you'll see results. Getting in shape isn't easy, but it sure is simple. Now you might be wondering, how can I actually be consistent with losing fat this time? You need to avoid the cycle, because this cycle is exactly why you fail. And it's also why calorie tracking isn't sustainable long term. If you think about it, you're basically staring at numbers all day like some kind of robot, constantly worrying if you've eaten too much. And the second you start getting close to your limit is when you start restricting yourself. Basically starving yourself in the name of fat loss. And guess what? Hunger always wins. You get cravings, you snack, you binge, and you're basically basically right back where you started. That's why this whole approach isn't sustainable, not physically and definitely not mentally. So here's the diet that actually works, and let's make this crystal clear. You don't need to starve yourself to lose fat. So the number one focus is prioritizing high protein and high fat foods that keep you full throughout the day. Now, carbs are not the enemy, we simply use them as a tool to perform better with the workouts. So the only real reason to eat carbs are around workouts, and never in the morning. You might be wondering why. Because the morning is your golden fat burning window. The second you eat carbs, your body flips the switch and starts burning sugar instead of fat. And when you stick to real single ingredient foods, your hunger hormones finally work with you and not against you. No cravings, no obsession over calories, just steady, sustainable results. I see so many people neglecting themselves with food just to lose fat. But when you're hungry, you're meant to eat. The problem isn't eating food, it's eating the wrong food. When you control your insulin with the right foods, eating higher in volume and eating more nutrient-dense meals, you stay full all day. And because insulin always stays low, your body actually uses fat for energy instead of storing more. That's why you can eat big meals, feel satisfied, and still strip fat off your body. It's about eating in a way that works with your biology and not against it. And here's the crazy part. By using this system, I've been able to stay shredded whilst eating 3,500 to 4,000 calories every single day for the past 2 years. Like, actually take a moment to think about that. Most guys are starving themselves on 1,800 calories a day and are still not shredded. Meanwhile, I'm eating nearly double what they're eating and staying lean year round. Most guys think they need to starve themselves to get lean, and it's all about calories in, calories out. I'm sure you've heard that a million times. But the truth is, when you control your insulin, your body doesn't store that food as fat, it uses it as fuel to build muscle. Now here are the 3 rules I follow to stay shredded whilst eating nearly 4,000 calories every single day. Rule number 1 is a big important one: do not eat any carbs before 12. In the mornings, you're in fat burning mode, and as soon as you eat carbs, you shut that off. So don't eat any carbs before 12 in the morning. Number 2, when you eat single ingredient meals, you do not need to track calories. So when you only buy single ingredient foods, you're getting the purest form of that food. For example, let's say my meal is beef and rice. I'll get beef on its own, I'll get rice on its own, I'll have salt, I'll have pepper on it, and I'll have a little bit of thyme for seasoning. I buy every single ingredient individually and then combine them so that I know that I'm getting the purest form of that ingredient. And when you know the foods that you're consuming are pure, you do not need to track calories. And rule number 3, eat filling meals, not just chicken and rice starvation. The number one reason why people fail to stick to their diet is because they get hungry and they crave food. Your goal is to feel full whilst trying to lose fat so that you don't have an opportunity to get any cravings. I have not felt an urge to cheat on my diet for nearly 2 years now because I just feel full all the time. Now for the training. Training less is literally better for muscle growth if you do it correctly. So I only train 4 times per week and every session lasts 75 minutes max. The secret is not volume, doing more sets or more reps. The secret is all about the intensity. It's not about how long you last. We are not training to run a marathon. It's about the quality and the effort you put into the workout that actually forces your body to grow. And that's exactly why less training done the right way yields better results than more training done the wrong way. Now you might be wondering, what is this minimalistic system you're talking about? Essentially, this minimalistic system is structured so every muscle gets hit twice per week without spending your whole life in the gym. We use 1 to 2 high intensity sets per exercise, maximum, never more, with the sole purpose of the split focusing on progressive overload. That is the mechanism that guarantees strength and muscle growth. Now the best part about this is that you get 3 extra days every single week for recovery. That means better performance in the gym and more time for the rest of your life. Now you've probably tried fitness programs in the past, but it just hasn't worked for you. And it's not your fault. Literally all fitness plans fail because they ignore real life. Everyone tells you have to train 6 times per week and track all your calories. That works if you're a bodybuilder and that's your job. But for busy men who are already stressed with work and family, it feels like a second full-time job. But my system flips the script. It actually takes real-life schedules into accountability. You only have to do 4 short, high-intensity workouts per week, and the diet consists of having filling meals built on whole foods and not having to track any calories so you don't develop some weird food obsession. I built this system because I was working and studying over 50 hours a week, and if it didn't fit my life, it was never going to last. And that's the key. It's not about doing more work, it's about maximizing the time that you have as efficiently as possible. Now, you can implement everything yourself. You can save this video and go over it one more time to start your fitness journey today. However, these things are likely to happen. You'll waste a lot of time trying to figure things out on your own, and without accountability and people cheering you on, the likelihood of quitting increases significantly. And you'll struggle to stay motivated without a clear plan and goal set in place. Or you can work with me one-on-one and receive mindset mastery, optimize workout plans designed around your schedule, customize meal plans, constant accountability, and direct access to me 24/7. So this one-on-one fitness coaching is for people who want to gain real confidence that gives you the power to feel proud of who you are and allow you to let go of insecurity. This is for someone who wants accountability, having someone by your side to keep you on track, push you closer to your goals, and build a real discipline. This coaching is for someone who's feeling lost, because you'll get access to the full Fatloss blueprint and clear guidance on how to finally get lean sustainably whilst building muscle, and most importantly, knowing you're on the right path. This coaching is for people who are tired of unsustainable systems. That means no more following plans that burn you out, kill your motivation, and literally doesn't fit into your life. And most importantly, this coaching is for action takers, for men who don't procrastinate and who are ready to take action right away and see change. Here's the truth. Most guys fail before they even step foot in the gym because their mindset is broken. They tell themselves they don't have the time, or the genetics, or that getting in shape simply isn't for them. Inside this program, I will help you rewire those beliefs and build the habits that guarantee success. You'll also learn how to visualize your goals so damn clearly that achieving them becomes automatic. I'll show you the exact mindset shifts I use to break free from my own insecurities and self-doubt. Because if your mind is not in the right place, your body never will be. Now, this isn't some generic cookie cutter plan. You'll get a workout plan designed to fit into your life and not take over it. Every single session maximizes growth whilst letting your body fully recover. And I include step-by-step video breakdowns so that you can make sure your form is perfect at all times. After a tough session, you'll leave the gym with a pump that boosts your confidence in a way you didn't even know was possible. This plan makes progress simple, predictable, and most importantly, sustainable. Now, you will also get a meal plan tailored to your body and your life. One size does not fit all. What works for someone else might not work for you. So the goal is fat loss without obsessing over calories. We'll also strategize meal timing and prep to fit into your schedule, whether you're at work, at home, or even on the go. Every meal is designed to keep you full, fuel your body, and make progress effortless. Now, you can have the perfect meal plan and the perfect training plan, but without constant accountability, it doesn't matter. That's why I make sure you're supported every step of the way. First of all, you get 24/7 support. Anytime you have a question about a workout, a meal, or even just motivation, you can message me and I'll get back to you ASAP. Because you're never alone in this. Second, you'll get weekly one-on-one calls where every single week we'll review everything. Meals, training, cardio, and if something isn't working or needs tweaking, we will fix it immediately, making sure that you're always on track. Third, it's about real connection. At the end of the day, this isn't just coach and client. You will have someone to talk to you about life, wins, struggles, or anything on your mind. Fitness is just a start. We're building a system that supports you fully. And by joining my program, you will get direct access to my knowledge. You can ask questions anytime, request extra tips or guidance whenever you need it. I genuinely want you to succeed as badly as you want to succeed yourself. This isn't about some temporary fix that lasts a couple of months. It's about building a body that changes how you feel about yourself every single day. It's about replacing insecurity with confidence. I want you to have the confidence to walk into any room and be proud of the man who's walking in there. So these are the next steps. If you're ready to completely transform your life, your body, and your mindset, if you know you have the potential and work ethic to make something more of yourself, and if you want a service that holds your hand, gives you the blueprint, and provides constant one-on-one support, book in a call with me, and we'll see if you're a good fit to work together.